Hey guys, how are you? So let's talk about game apps because I've been coaching a lot of people, and a lot of like first-time app entrepreneurs and developers. They make like puzzle apps or simple game apps, and they want to be like Angry Birds or Flappy Birds, right? Or Flappy Bird, only one. So there's there are these few gigantic examples of really successful apps. Most of these apps that are successful there's like a gigantic game development studio behind them, right? Because Angry Birds is like, that was their they had made over 30 games before this, right? So they had gotten they knew how to make games. The real challenge is that you've got to figure out how to get exposure for this game, right? Monetization has been sort of solved. For games, monetization has been solved, right? There's like in-game purchases and consumables that like every level people consume, and then they kind of like they buy a purchase, beat a level to beat a level, and then like next level, guess what, it's like even harder, so they need to buy a purchase again, right? So it's like they consume something every level to help them beat the levels, and by the time before they know it, they like spend a lot of money. So monetization, and of course there's ads and all this stuff, but monetization for games is for the most part being solved. What's really challenging, and this is the main challenge, well, there's two. First, the game has to be good, and for games that's not easy, right? Because a lot of people, they come to me and they're like, look at my cool game, and I download the game, I play the game, and it's like, this game is like really bad. Like, I get bored within like 2 seconds. And it's either you die too fast, or it's too hard, or it's too simple, or like it's just too complicated, or it's like the graphics are like terrible, right? Because to make a game is not easy, right? The gameplay has to be really good, the graphics has to be pretty, like there has to be music. I mean, multiple people have to work on this game, right? Almost, right? Or if you can be like one really good person who can do all these things, like design, music, actual game development, a lot goes into it, a lot. In fact, it's far harder to make games than regular apps. Like utility apps, or the apps that I made, like, are super easy to make, right? Compared to game apps. So game apps are difficult, and the bar of quality for them is very high. But the main challenge, so the bar of quality for the game has to be good. But even the bigger challenge, possibly, is to promote the apps, because they all, you gotta rank in the app stores for, like, if your app is a running game, you gotta rank for words like running, adventure, fun, right? But there's billions, like not millions, tens or hundreds of thousands for sure. Games that are ranking for the terms like run, shoot, adventure, fun. All games are essentially fun, adventure, puzzle, right? It's like they all fit into this. There are very, very few categories, and all the games kind of fit into them, and so the competition is crazy, right? So if you're making a game app, I really want to encourage you to like figure out how your game will differentiate, and is there a niche in gaming where your game can find kind of like enough space to grow a little bit. Because if you put your game out there and it's like number 200 for any of the keywords, I mean, how are you going to get exposure? It's not easy to get press coverage. To get social sharing, you got to get some initial users, right? So you're really dependent on that app store kind of search a lot, and it's known how to get your apps to rank. The problem is that established studios are already doing all those things. I can tell you how to do it, right? Make sure you get downloads, you get good reviews, make sure that your acceleration of downloads is good, all those sorts of things. You gotta do ASO, like keywords, optimize your title, description, all that stuff. But your competitors are already doing that. All the smart companies are already doing that stuff. So it's not really, it's just going to put you on a playing field, but they already have so much money and so much, they already were ahead of you so far that it still is really difficult. And by the way, guys, if this is helpful, try my mobile app book. The book is good. If you like this, the book will be really helpful. Let me tell you a little bit about it. I think it's amazing. So, obviously I've told you about my apps a little bit in the videos. The apps are, I've gotten something accumulative, like I don't even count anymore, but it's like over 500,000 downloads. no money spent on advertising. I've dominated search. I've gotten a lot of publicity. I've gotten every social sharing. I've gotten every like marketing strategy that you can name. I did it pretty well. I explained it. So I have my apps that have been successful. I made a business out of them, and I've coached over 100 other app entrepreneurs on their apps, right? So in the book, I present exactly what I did for my apps. I almost like give a lot of case studies, like, oh, I did this for my apps and that worked, this didn't work, stuff like that. And a lot of times I give like, oh, a lot of entrepreneurs try this, or they have this misconception, and then that doesn't work. So in the book you get my experience and experience of that 100 other entrepreneurs I've coached, and I explain how to promote your app, how to monetize your app, the pitfalls to avoid, and most importantly, really how to make your app into a business, right, that makes money. That's what you really want, and not like some trinket, something, right, you know, like a toy that people blah 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 use it, throw away, right? Big distinction. If you make it into a business, that's what you really want, right? And the whole book is, you know, it's something that I constantly, when I was writing it, I was constantly thinking like, I really want to make sure that people get a lot from this and are able to find success in their own apps. So check out my my book. It's on Amazon. It's on the Kindle. I'll link to it right in the description of the video. So as soon as the video ends or whatever, you can click show more on right in the video. Right, there's a description. You click show more, and there's going to be a link right to the Amazon. And the book is really affordable. And I mean, you should actually read it before you even write the first line of code for your app, because chances are, if you're gonna run into some pitfalls, and if I at least prevent you from like one pitfall, a pitfall can be like tens of thousands of dollars and months of development. So, and if you, in a book for a few dollars can prevent you from that, oh my God, no brainer. Thank me later. No, but yeah, write to me and tell me if this stuff that is helpful for you. But anyway, get the book. I hope it's helpful for you, and definitely comment in the videos as well, and let me know what you think of my videos, or if there's some topic I'm not covering, tell me, and I'll cover that. I'll make a video, I'll explain it, I'll help you.